Well, a British rider has not won the opening race of the year in any class of Grand Prix racing since Barry Sheen in the 500cc race, Venezuela, way back in 1979. Is that sequence going to be ended by that man there on the orange speeder bike, Sam Lowes, starting from pole position for the first time in his career? These are tense moments for Lowes.
Certainly are, Dylan. We always come down and call you the weatherman, but that looks absolutely perfect once again, as it was in Moto 3. Let's hope we have the same sort of race.
Well, yeah, absolutely perfect conditions down here. But one very, very interesting piece of news is that Sam Lowes is the only rider to go with the medium rear tyre. That is the softer of the two options. The entire grid is on the same front tyre. Almost everyone on the hard rear, only Sam Lowes on that medium rear. I think that's going to be so interesting, especially in the early stages of the race.
With some great onboard stuff we've seen throughout practice and qualifying of Tito Rabat. There's Sandro Cortese, don't rule him out of a podium finish. The former Moto 2, well, the very first, Moto 3 world champion.
Interesting to hear from Dylan there in the pit lane. Sam Lowes, the only rider in the field to opt for that medium rear Dunlop tyre. Is that a gamble that's going to pay off? Everybody else on that harder option. Sam Lowes obviously confident that he can make that medium rear last for the whole distance we ride with. Alex Marquez about to make his Moto 2 debut for the Mark VDS Racing squad alongside the defending champion Tito Rabat.
Sky is lit up, the track is lit up by the floodlights. People, I think, just about recovered from an amazing Moto 3 race. As normal, expecting just the same for Moto 2, and I don't think they're going to be disappointed. It's such an intriguing plot with Lowes against two very experienced men on that front with Zarco, although Zarco has not won a Moto 2 race. He has won 125 Grand Prix, and Rabat, the only world champion in Moto 2 to remain the next season and run the #1 plate. The day of reckoning, the day they've been looking forward to and thinking about since November last year, has arrived. Round 1 of the Moto 2 World Championship, 20 laps of the Losail International Circuit, and Sam Lowes starting from the very first time in pole position. Alongside him, he closes his eyes for the last time, Johan Zarco, completing the front row, the world champion, Tito Rabat. The lights change any second now. Moto 2 is underway here in Qatar.
Lowes got a great start from pole position. Zarco and Rabat also away well. It's Rabat though on the inside that's going to chase down Sam Lowes into the first corner, but the British rider's going to get the whole shot.
Yeah, Lowes leads the way. Zarco in second place. It looks like Folger's made a good start. Bit of pushing and shoving from the back there by Sandro Cortese.
Really aggressive move there from the second row of the grid by Sandro Cortese. Number 21, Franco Morbidelli, made a brilliant start from 8th on the grid. We ride with the world champion. Morbidelli having a look up the inside of the Spaniard. This is aggressive stuff from Morbidelli. Rabat run wide, almost off the track. Rabat's going to lose a lot of places. That was a hard move by Morbidelli, but Rabat has dropped back down the field.
Well, that is a big mistake by Tito Rabat. Brilliant on board. We saw Morbidelli coming, and suddenly you see Rabat get pushed wide. That is good news, obviously, for Sam Lowes, but Zarco already stalking him. But Morbidelli, what a start, and what an aggressive start by the Italian from the third row of the grid.
Morbidelli up inside the top 3. Rabat back down into 8th place. Real troubles early on for the reigning world champion. He's got Marcel Schroeter behind him. Jonas Folger made a good start also. He's up to 4th. Javier Simeon in 5th.
But Lowes just where he wanted to be. Zarco where he wanted to be. After that, there's Morbidelli, there is Folger. Now, it can happen, unlike Moto 3. Lowes and Zarco, if they can really push on the pace, and of course the rear tyre choice he's made may help him. I would imagine Lowes now wants to really push on hard from here, because obviously with Rabat having to fight his way back through the field, he could break it up an awful lot, and I think Zarco would be just happy to hang in there behind him.
Yeah, this is the stage of the race, early doors, where that medium rear tyre selected by Sam Lowes will be at its absolute best. Lowes has got to try and make a break if he can, while he's got that superior grip from that medium rear. We ride on board with the world champion Tito Rabat, number one, involved in that first lap incident with Franco Morbidelli.
Yeah, Rabat in 8th place. Simone Corsi in front of him. Zarco doing just as we thought he would, just comes in. Well, now Lowes just runs it a little bit wide, I would imagine. I don't think deliberately. And Rabat takes over at the front.
Number 5, Johan Zarco. He's been Sam Lowes' most competitive opponent all the way through this weekend, and it's the Frenchman that leads from Sam Lowes. Franco Morbidelli, who came from 8th on the grid, leads number 94, Jonas Folger. Sandro Cortese has dropped back to 6th place. Tito Rabat still in 8th, making no impression on the riders in front of him.
Folger and Morbidelli having a rare old battle for 3rd place. That is just going to help the two at the front, though, to open up the gap. That was a mistake by Lowes, wasn't it?
Well, you could just see there as well, Jonas Folger just gesturing behind him to Morbidelli. Just tuck him behind me. We can try and catch these two. If we start scrapping it out, Zarco and Lowes, they're going to be long gone, and we're not going to have a chance to fight for the victory. So let's see what Morbidelli does. Does he heed that bit of advice from Folger as we pick up with Sam Lowes through turn 11? No push, it says at the moment. Maybe that's trying to get him to conserve that medium rear tyre. I very much doubt it. Sam Lowes only knows one way, and that is to push.
Yeah, he pushed a little bit too hard, and Zarco took over at the front. He settles now into a good rhythm. Zarco leads the way. Folger telling Morbidelli to settle in behind him, and I think he's done exactly that, because that is the only way they're going to pull back on the leading trio. Then there's Xavier Simeon, then Cortese coming under pressure from Rabat and Corsi. But Rabat at the moment is making no real progress, is he?
No, Tito Rabat still stuck in that 8th place. He's got his former Martin VDS Racing teammate Mika Kallio behind him. The Finnish rider made an excellent start to this race. Kallio was down in 16th place on the grid. Johan Zarco already down into the 1:59s, 1:59.918. Zarco on a hot pace here at the start of this 20-lap race.
Here comes Cortese up the inside of Corsi at turn 1. There is Tito Rabat coming under pressure. There's nothing more than Mika Kallio would like to beat his old teammate, the man who beat him to the World Championship in this race.
Morbidelli attacking Jonas Folger. This is exactly what Folger didn't really want, as they try and drag themselves back into victory contention. Javier Simeon now closed the gap on that battle for 3rd place. He's putting Morbidelli under intense pressure. Dives underneath the Italian. Great move by Simeon. He's up to 4th.
He won't heed Folger saying tuck him behind him, will he?
Well, Morbidelli has taken 4th place straight back at turn 6.
That's exactly what we were talking about, wasn't it? Great to watch and we love it, but they've just let Folger get away.
Yeah, that move that Morbidelli made on Tito Rabat at turn 1, it seems to have really unsettled the reigning world champion. He's still back down in 8th place. 4.8 seconds Rabat off the speed of Johan Zarco on only the 3rd lap of this race. And if we thought if there was going to be anybody that could take the fight to Lowes and Zarco, it was going to be the number 1.
Yeah, Lowes seems to have settled into the rhythm now. That pit board told him don't push too hard, and that's exactly right. Long as Zarco isn't able to get away at the front, Zarco will push on, and we've seen him do that before. But I think Lowes looks pretty comfortable now in 2nd place. He did lead the way in the early stages, made a mistake. Zarco got past him. Now it's settled into a real rhythm at the front. It's the gap between 2nd and 3rd, it is what, nearly 3 seconds. Another mistake though from Sam Lowes. Looks a bit nervous, doesn't he? As you would expect.
Oh, Sam Lowes is down. The British rider has crashed out. Nick just said that he looked a bit nervous. He was making mistakes, and unfortunately, Sam Lowes, that's at turn 16. The British rider down at the final corner. Johan Zarco now 3.5 seconds clear at the front of this Moto 2 race.
Oh, what a disaster for the pole setter. He'd made a mistake just before, and he started to look nervous, and down he goes. From pole, no chance of winning the race. Now Zarco has an enormous opportunity to win his first
Tito Rabat's crash, the world champion. Well, we've just seen Sam Lowes crash out of this race at the final corner, and there's a bemused number 1, Tito Rabat. 2 of the favourites for this race are already out on the 4th lap.
Wow. Let's have a look at this. caught there.
Well, that's Rabat and Simone Corsi at the first corner, and it looked like Simone Corsi went down too in a tangle with the reigning world champion. Rabat, as we say, arms in the air.
Right, here we are, this
Great
final
look at this
position
on
on the
board.
podium.
Let's see what
Rins
happens if
closes
we ride
up
it
at
with
turn 15.
Rins, he's got one corner to go. Tom Luthi tries to ride a defensive line. Will Rins be able to get the slipstream? They come through turn 16. Jonas Folger crosses the line to win the Qatar Grand Prix. Javier Simeon will be second.
And here we are, this is the battle for third. Rins is in the slipstream. Luthi's going to hold it. Yes, Tom Luthi finishes in third place. What a debut by Alex Rins. What a race.